Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Drive to School, your morning motivational moment on your drive to school or work or wherever you might be going. And just to inform you, I am going to still be using Spreaker, but I am going to be moving my podcast to YouTube just because it is easier for more people to listen in. A lot of people were struggling with listening to Spreaker because you have to have the app, and some of them were being blocked from listening to it. So I will still post my Spreaker, but I am also going to be downloading it and placing it on my YouTube until I figure out a better way to give out the podcast to everyone so we can get more listeners. That is the most important thing, and for more people who need the message to get the message. This morning it's super early because I am riding my bike into school. Lately, it's been an awesome adventure. I am training for my big ride that I'm going to be taking in Iowa this summer, and so I've been riding my bike to school, and that's been quite the adventure in the early morning. And so it is very, very, very early for the drive to school. I'm sure not many of you are even awake yet. But for Monday Mantras, I wanted to talk about getting advice. Yesterday I was at church, and an older gentleman came to me and said the most beautiful things to me. He was being very complimentary. And as he was walking away, I stopped him and I said, "Bill, if you could give me any piece of advice about the life that you've lived," I said, "because you've lived a life longer than me, what would you give me?" So what I'm going to challenge you to do today, as you think about your Monday mantra, ask other people what their mantra might be. Ask them for one thing that they've learned in life. It's interesting that we can learn from so many people, but we don't take the time to learn from them. We don't take the time to listen. And so yesterday when I asked him that question, I think he looked a little surprised that I would even ask him. And he basically told me, go to church, learn about God. That was his piece of advice to me. But there are many people in your path, and as we broadcast these Monday mantras, and boy do I have some exciting ones coming up for you. We needed a couple weeks break while I gathered those interviews, but I have some great interviews coming for you in the next few Mondays that you will really love to listen to. But not just listening to Monday mantra interviews, listening to other people. In our society today, we spend so much time on our phones when we're talking to people that we don't really listen to them. We don't make eye contact with them. We don't turn our bodies in such a way that they know that we're listening. I call it with my students active listening. I'm sure any students who are listening right now are laughing because they know that that's what I call active listening. So when someone else is presenting, we're looking at them. We're giving them body language that we care. We're not slouching and putting our hand on our face because that doesn't show that what they have to say is important. We don't talk when other people are talking because the message that sends is that we're far more important than they are, and what we have to say is far more important than what they say. So my mantra today is to find out what other people's mantras are, to listen, to ask for advice, especially of people of our older generation. They have so much wealth of knowledge to share with us, but we don't often ask them for it. And so if you see an older person at the store, or, when you go with your parents to church or to Walmart, I love the Walmart greeters. Just ask them, if you could give me one piece of advice about the life that you've lived, what would it be? And you may not always get something great. You may get something really simple that doesn't really help you, but if you let it, maybe it will. Because somebody who's lived life much longer than you have has a whole lot of advice to give. And if you take the time to listen, you may just learn something invaluable. And who knows, you may make a new friend. At my church, I have a friend. His name is Tom. And I meet with him every Sunday after church. He will come and find me, and he'll tell me another story. Sometimes he tells me a story about World War II. Sometimes he tells me a story about growing up. Sometimes he tells me a story about his wife, who he lost to cancer several years ago. But Every Sunday I look forward to the time that I'll have with Tom and what he can teach me, because he's lived a life way longer than me, and he has wisdom and knowledge that I don't have. And so I look forward to my conversations with Tom. And all of that started because one Sunday we met and I asked him some advice. And from then on, we've become dear, dear friends. So listen, get some advice, get a Monday mantra, and make a difference in the lives of others, allowing them to make a difference in your life. Hope you choose joy today, folks. I am sitting in my car getting ready to hop on my bicycle. Really excited about the adventure that will bring. What is an adventure that I'm looking forward to? What's something that I want to do? I want to climb a mountain. I'm going to be talking more about that. My goal next summer is my husband and I want to climb a mountain. So be listening for what adventures are coming next in the Wise Heart household. Choose joy. I hope you have the best day ever. I'm off to ride my bicycle.